Alright, so one of us you guys can hear. You can only hear me though. So let me see if. Aha, there's two settings for the same speaker, but now that's still not working. Why
Lame.
do you hate me? This is a thing. You guys, I'm trying over here. I don't know what's wrong. It's not giving me. The speakers are not connecting, and I don't know why. Give me 1 second. Try that and see if that'll unconfuse it. Okay, there we go. Apparently,
Yay!
because the I had a splitter on my headphones and my speakers. Apparently, that broke it. So
Huh.
there we go. All right, so why don't we have CJ introduce herself again, because I am the world's biggest jackass.
Maybe not the biggest. Maybe second biggest.
I'm
sure
way
there's
up there.
got to be somebody who's bigger jackass. My name is CJ Blair. I'm a writer of things. Today, I'm going to actually be working on the second book in my adult fantasy series. So,
Awesome. Okay, Tamara.
Hello, my name is Tamara Woods. I'm a cozy mystery author, and I also have a spicy pen name. And today, I am going to be working on Bailed Out, Book 2 in my Beachbound cozy mystery series that I was supposed to launch last year. That didn't happen, so now it's happening this year. Yay!
That's cool though. At least it's happening eventually, you know.
It's happening.
Well,
I love Freya, so I want her to come out and hang out with people.
right. That's always good when you're looking for to see them again. Trying to fix a thing right now. I can't figure out which one it is. And I am Sarah Shrinover, and this is my channel, and my whole thing is messed up because I had to start from scratch last weekend on Saturday, and that meant that I had to set up everything on my computer at all. So that included every setup from OBS because I don't upload things because I am a douche. So that's the whole story. Let me finish fixing the cameras. I think that's better at least. Jacob's dad by Jacob Ghost Face Mask. That's very good, Jacob. So let's go ahead and see who's in chat. The chat is way over here. I need to pop it out and move it. Okay, we've got Rose-Lynn was here at the very beginning. And Jeannie is here. And Spence, well, Jeannie might be gone by now because Jeannie had to run. And then Jacob is here. Hello, Jacob. That might be everybody. Jennifer Brown is here. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming. And I think that's everybody who's here right now. So.
did you recognize me in the comments?
No, I'm not gonna. I was ignoring you.
Rude.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not gonna get me to say it tonight. That's right.
Right. Just all kinds of hatred for me, Tamara. Do you see this?
I do see it. I recognize it.
We also have to have a new timer tonight because I lost the timer that I've been using. So that's silly. So that should
Change
pop
isn't
up
bad,
here.
though.
No, it's not bad. It's just way different. So I'm gonna put this over here with my other stuff. Okay. So yeah, now that's up so you guys can see it. It's kind of small, but also there it is. Oh, it started. Reset. I'm not counting down to anything.
We're not ready yet.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready for anything. Obviously, this is just absolute fuckery tonight.
Yeah, but that's kind of how we do, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I don't know that I've ever been on this stream where we're like, hey, we got our shit together. Everything's okay.
I also have a special guest host. There's Mr. Crowley. He's chilling.
The bestest.
He's doing good. He's kind of mad because he's
I mean,
always
who
mad.
isn't?
He's just grumpy.
here's the thing.
He
He's
doesn't like me
like,
moving him either.
he's the cat equivalent of like 112. So like if I hit 112, I'd be pretty pissed all the time too.
That's fair. Oh, and Aphrodite is here. Hello, Aphrodite.
Hello.
Hello.
That's probably better.
My grandfather is 102, and he hates everything. So
See,
can confirm.
there's a lady at our church who turned 98 this year, and her big thing is, why won't God take me? And she's a lovely lady, so I don't want to like give her crap and say maybe it's because he doesn't like you very much, because she would not find that as funny as I do.
I worked at a nursing home for a while, and there was a lady there who had been on hospice for like 12 years. And she was just too evil. Just too evil. She just wouldn't go. I'd do a dementia screening on her, and I had to go ask people, like, give me 3 words. I'll give them, like, sock, blue, bed, and then they're supposed to say them back to me, and then I ask at the end again. It's one of those things. And I walked in and I said, I have 3 words I need you to say back to me, and she said, go to hell. Yeah. I was like, all right, I'll see you next year.
Right.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh, that's
So,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Jacob saw scary legendary Mechagodzilla. That's awesome, Jacob. And yeah, I don't know. Did I miss anything else? Jacob's told me several times now about the scary legendary Mechagodzilla. So I hope I've been notified enough for his tastes.
You might need another notification.
I was gonna say, you might forget that.
I don't think I'm gonna forget it.
You might. Just saying. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying it's possible.
That's true. Technically anything is possible.
Even Bigfoot.
You're welcome, Jacob. You don't have to call me by my whole name.
But he does.
Maybe he feels like you deserve it. Like the full name treatment.
Yeah, I don't know. I do know people who I call them by their full name all the time. And Sarah isn't the most uncommon name.
It's true.
I can do the alphabet backwards really fast, actually. So, that's a thing. I don't do it very often, but I can do it. I learned it in college.
It's a good time to learn it.
It was accidental. There was just a song, but... Jacob is apparently the king of YouTubers, so that's some information y'all have now.
Alright.
Yeah.
Didn't have it before.
If you were looking for your king, that's him. There you go.
You have found him.
Alright, I pushed a button and made the whole chat move. Okay. So we should do a sprint since we opened with just a hot mess. So we should try to get our shit together for a minute.
Pretend like we know what we're doing.
It's an act, y'all. A total act. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a 15-minute sprint, and then we can stop listening to CJ's bitchy thing. That's right,
Yeah,
CJ.
at
It's
least
bitchy.
for a little bit. It is.
It's bitchy.
But right now I'm a diehard workaholic, so I'm okay with that.
I am not that thing. Alright, let's go and do this in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, and that is time, and yes, it's Tweety Birds. It is Tweety Birds. How did everybody do?
I acquired a house panther.
Oh.
You see him? There he is.
Oh, I see him.
He kind of blends in, but and I also uploaded everything I've written in the last 2 days to Scrivener, and I went and got dinner.
Well then.
That is the extent of my activeness.
I got 262.
Ooh,
The timer keeps restarting itself.
that's
There we
fun.
go. It's a new timer, so there's a little bit of a learning curve, but that's okay. If it's counting down and we're not sprinting, then it's just counting for its own good. It just really likes counting.
That's like its thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like really into it.
I wrote 134 words.
Awesome.
All kinds of productivity tonight.
The progress be being made. How did everybody do in the chat? Anybody get anything special done? Anyone hit any goal marks or anything? I hit 9,000. I don't know that that's really much of a goal, but I did.
Hey, it's a benchmark.
Yeah. And a fairly substantial one. Like, it's not like a small thing.
You know what, y'all? Today I was trying to figure out what I've started writing and haven't finished. And I found a story that I started some nano ago that has like 20,000 words.
Oh, wow.
How did I forget something? That
How'd you forget 20,000 words? Yeah.
Words.
It happens.
Yeah. I've had that happen before.
So that's a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you feel crazy for a minute. You're like, is that real? Did I actually write that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what I'm going to do with it at the moment, but it exists.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was not on purpose. I apologize to our viewers for the yawn.
I don't. I have no apologies for any yawning.
CJ's a bitch.
I think we all know that.
Fair enough.
Doesn't mean you need to like shout it out to the world.
Happens to Margaret.
I'm gonna pet this cat here. CJ, do you have an idea for an opposite word for glory? That sounds like a CJ thing.
Sounds like an opposite. Glory, damnation. You could use like any kind of what do you call it? Any kind of derivative of hell, like any kind of hellfire, hell spawn. I don't know, something like that.
I'm a hell spawn.
You are.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what else. I think
Jacob.
damnation probably comes closest.
Jacob, let's not start that. Oh, this kid. CJ's encouraging bad behavior.
I'm so sorry. It was very inappropriate.
Oh, good lord.
It's an interesting suggestion after maybe.
What's a Vela tale?
Kindle has launched Vela, which sounds to me like a Wattpad type of situation.
Okay.
But the readers pay X amount of coins to read like the next chapter, essentially. So it's like an ongoing story. And it just launched officially this week, but for the last couple of months, authors have been like setting up their stories and getting them ready for the launch.
Gotcha. Jacob pet the Izzy cat. I'm gonna pet the Crowley cat. There, I pet the Crowley cat. Yeah. I did not know that. I had not heard of that. Jacob Scharnweber thinks he's a cat kidnapper. He's not gonna touch my cats.
Spence.
Yeah, I was kind of not gonna read that one. Someday we'll get where the chat is on screen set up. Today is not that day because I didn't have anything set up, so I didn't have extra for sure. But yeah, so.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's probably not gonna fit in a YA story. It'd probably be a problem.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, Crowley don't like it. I'm giving him too much love. He's like, stop touching me now. I just want to be close. No touch. So yeah, I don't know.
I like that me and CJ have boxes as our background.
That's just where we're at right now. No shame. No shame.
My boss gave me something that's in a box.
Ooh.
Is it wine?
No. No, but she has given me boxes of wine before.
That's because she's the best boss.
What is this?
Okay, I love the box. Oh! Okay, I just squealed so loud the piano.
It also smells like her apartment. Like,
That's
that's not a bad thing. It's just
Okay, I was gonna say like,
Hopefully it's
are we
not-
talking like?
No, you just know how like every house has like a smell.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, and that it smells like her house.
I wonder what my house
It's
smells like.
super cute.
You don't get to know. That's
Yeah.
that's the scariest thing is you don't get to know what your house smells like. That's not okay.
No, it's
Mhm.
not.
And the only way you can know is if you like go on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Yeah. Otherwise, you don't. It's none of your business what your house smells like.
But that's why you have to clean your house before you come home. Like
Before you go on a trip.
you gotta
Yeah.
clean it. Otherwise, you're gonna come home to some nasty smells, and that might not be the actual scent of your house. But now you
Mhm.
think your house stinks all the time.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, that was super cute. Holy crap!
Yeah, isn't it amazing? She got one. She bought a new one for her office because she's got like gold accents and everything. And I was like, "How much was that?" And she told me how much she thought it was roughly. And then she was like, "Well, I got the red one. Just take the red one." And I'm like, "No, but like seriously, I feel like I'm looting." She also, and like I'm not an MLM person, but my boss doesn't really sell it. She sells Scentsy technically because she uses Scentsy and she uses a lot of it, so it's cheaper for her just to buy it. But she gave me a Scentsy warmer that she wasn't going to use anymore.
Nice.
But I feel like I'm looting. It's very weird.
I understand that.
Yeah. So that's where that's at.
Very cool.
In fact, maybe I'll set it up. I have one record right here. I'll set it up and see if it actually works.
Is it a Weird Al record?
It's not. Those are packed. I have Dare to Be Stupid and Even Worse. And then I have Bark at the Moon. And I have the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack. And I think I still have Synchronicity, but that has a whole bunch of backstory to it that I can't tell on the internet. So that's if someone knows me personally and you ask me off the internet, I will tell you, but I'm not gonna that it is not that kind of story time over here.
I am so getting this story.
As long as you don't post it anywhere and make a few dollars, perhaps one of your pen names. Oh Lord, it's a story.
I am so getting
It's
this
a whole
story.
story. It's a whole thing. Apparently Jacob wants gorilla for dinner. At this point, I mean, I don't technically eat meat right now, but I might eat gorilla if pressed. Not like just for shits and giggles, but like in a crazy circumstance, I might do it.
Like the kind of thing where you're like, I'm not going to eat human flesh, but if I'm
Right.
stuck on a mountain,
Right, like that kind of, that kind of extreme. Like I guarantee there's a circumstance under which I would do that. I couldn't tell you for sure what it was, but I guarantee there would be one.
I feel that way about bugs.
Same. Yep.
I know that there are edible bugs, and I know that there are people who really enjoy them.
Spence is responsible for this bullshit being in my house. Kind of want to fight you about it, but the coffee made up for it.
You are my hero, Spence. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I remember you showing that.
Do not like.
Being like,
It is creepy. I do not like.
When I worked at the Science Museum when I was in college, and they sold those in the gift shop. And inevitably, when we'd have school groups come through, there was always like a group of boys around the age of 10, 11, 12 who'd be in the corner going, I dare you to buy one and eat one. And every once in a while, you'd get a really dumb kid who would.
Well, I mean, it's not like it's unsafe. It's just culturally unsavory.
Well, and here's my thing. When they're in a sucker, like, here's the thing. Chocolate-covered ants or chocolate-covered bugs in general, I could do. Just enjoy the chocolate. And it's a little crunchy. It's like eating chocolate-covered peanuts or something.
You're turning this into a Monty Python sketch, so...
I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. Now we've got to fight CJ and Morgan and me. We're all fighting. Except, here's the thing, Jacob. I have to fight Tamara before I fight anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. She's got dibs. First fight.
I hear the eye of the tiger revving up right now.
Yep. One of these days, you guys are going to get an AuthorTube showdown. It's coming.
awesome. And I'm gonna whoop your ass.
CJ, define, I think it was a word you might have used.
Oh, ignominy? Ignominy is like embarrassment or shame. It's a synonym for shame or embarrassment. All the ones
It's
that I put
also
in
a
there.
synonym for Sarah.
Sarah's not an it.
I am shame and embarrassment embodied.
You are deep in the ignominy.
No, I just
Ignominy
am.
is-
I am
Sorry.
embodied.
You are ignominy. Sarah the ignominy. Ignominy.
Oh my lord, your phone is making me crazy.
I'm sorry.
That's
I'll
alright.
mute it.
I'm trying to plug this thing in, and then we can sprint, and I will see if this one record that I have out will play. So, alright. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh, in WWE.
You're not sorry.
I don't think any of us would do well in WWE.
Yeah, I don't qualify.
I am not what you would call fit or athletic.
That's fair. Me too. It's true. Got it. Me. None of that.
Like, more cuddly than like intimidating.
I worked with a lady who said, I'm not fat, I'm fluffy, and I can really... That one works for me. I'll be fluffy. I'm okay with that. But, alright, let's do another 15. I'm going to F with this thing, and then I'll write some words when I'm done with that. So, alright. What? Did you say wait?
Oh no, I said sweet.
Oh, I thought you said wait. I'm like, what? Oh, wait. Okay. Alright, let's do this in 3, 2, 1, let's go! Okay, and that is time. How did everybody do? I didn't get a lot done, and I forgot to mark where I left off, so.
Oops. I finished dinner, took my dishes to the kitchen, gave the house panther some scratches, and came back and just kind of dicked around on my computer for a bit.
That happens.
So, you know.
I poured wine.
That's coming up for me. We hit 8 o'clock, so it's probably time.
I spent the majority of the time trying to figure out why Amazon wouldn't let me log into my account.
That's
So
a nice thing to do.
That was fun. Mm-hmm.
Loves it.
So
I did
good.
figure this out. Let's see if it'll play. I don't know if anyone will recognize it, to be real. Does anybody know what that is? It does work. It's the Invader Zim thing.
I didn't watch
Oh, you had that? Yes, I know that record well.
It's a picture disc, so that's why it's out, because it's...
Oh, it's pretty.
It's Grr!
Yeah, so... Your noise filter just made you go quiet. It does not like you doing that.
Clearly.
It says, shut up, CJ!
CJ, you're doing too much.
Hello, MM Ward, welcome. Why won't you let us fight Tamara? Her name's down there too, you can see it. That's the theme song, and then what's on the back? It's the Planet's Battle song. So.
I like the snack song.
Hey, Shannon.
What am I? Oh, yeah, I'm like, what did I miss? But I already said hi to Shannon in the chat, like, typed it because we were in the sprint. So, hello again, Shannon. I was very confused for a minute.
Yeah, that was the first time I looked at the chat.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, look, stuff happened.
So,
friend?
I keep turning my camera off, and I'm just going to explain to you guys why that is. It's because I'm currently, my kidneys are not good. So, I have to drink a gallon of water a day. And I'm way lazy, so I'm just drinking out of a gallon. So I keep turning my camera off so you don't have to watch me drink out of a full gallon of water. So, that's...
How far along are you in your gallon?
Actually, I forgot it this morning, so I'm only there.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, so I actually started it at the beginning of the stream, though, so there's hope. Aw, big stretch, bro. Yeah, so... But yeah, that's why it keeps getting turned off, is because I'm over here trying to guzzle water. But yeah, so that's where that's at. How did everybody do? What did everybody get in the chat? Or are you guys just kind of humoring us right now?
They're just like, oh Lord, we're just here for the weird.
Yeah, they're like, no, this is not really a writing stream. Y'all are lying. And to be real, I couldn't even suggest a merry-go-round story because I don't have that set up. And it took me like a half an hour the first time, so that wouldn't work. So
we are once again absolutely up shit creek.
no, we're just once again entirely useless as a stream. Yeah. I
gotta stop making those loud noises because every time I do, the piano strings make sound.
And I would bet you when the piano strings make sound is the same time that the noise gate kicks in.
Probably. I'm gonna need to get some felt.
I I did take pictures today of a bee and a butterfly, so if you're interested, it's on my Instagram, which I don't use very often, but I do have one. I'm Wordsmith Sarah on there, so
Wow.
hashtag always be plugging, as Jarvis Johnson would say.
Great.
Also, I love him. Somebody should compile all of the different YouTubers I have mentioned that I love on here. And I think I have yet to profess that I enjoy a YouTuber a great deal and then been like, whoa, you did what, bro? So I think I've picked pretty good so far. I mean, there are YouTubers I feel that way about, but not one that I've like, that I've been like, I really like this YouTuber. I've been surprised thus far. So, happy to hear. I will start editing after I change clothes because goat clothes and writing. No, I don't think goat clothes go with much other than goats. And now I'm thinking about goats and sweaters, which is adorable, and I don't think that's what you mean, but it's still adorable.
Super cute.
Yeah, some things are just adorable no matter what you mean.
I was reading a book this week where one of the main characters had fainting goats. And one of her favorite things to do, she had a camera mounted it over where she kept the goats in the backyard, and she would send people back there, and the goats would faint and the people would freak out, and she would have it on video. Funniest thing ever.
You know what I could do?
Hang on, I have to go let the cat out.
This might be sillier than drinking right out of the gallon, but I'm going to try it. We'll see if it works for now. It won't work at the end.
Ah, big old straw.
It's a metal straw, and now it's in there.
Oh no.
It's a regular size straw. It's just a metal straw.
Oh no.
I'm going to have to get some tweezers or something. I tried, y'all. I tried to be clever. And over here, I'm dumb.
You're not dumb.
I mean, I'm not bright.
Sometimes do stuff. You just do
I
things.
like to do things. I do like to do things. Travis used to say that to me all the time when we were playing D&D Beyond. I was constantly getting myself killed in the common areas where you can't fight.
How are you getting yourself killed in this?
I would climb up on top of stuff and then fall off. Because you could still take fall damage there. I'd be like, hold on, I died. And he's like, how the hell did you die? I'm like, well, I was up on the thing and I fell down. He's like, I told you to stop climbing. I can't help it. And I also make my characters go fast. Those are my two big goals with characters in games that are supposed to be fighting games. So I will run away from him and he can't follow me because he puts his skills into actual useful things. And I'm just like, I run fast! Yeah, totally not useful.
Rolling.
Yeah, I'm a pain in the ass. But I play Sims, so like a quest-based fighting game is... I gotta spice it up with something silly.
Right?
Speaking of, I pre-ordered the Sims expansion pack, and I'm so excited. It looks so good. But here's the thing, is I have almost all of them, so it's starting to run real rough. I'm gonna have to start, like, deciding I don't want to put stuff, like, we're not gonna use this pack today. That's gonna be a thing. I've spent a lot of money on packs, though, so I don't like doing that. Although I might undo laundry day, because I still don't like it. I bought it for one thing, and I don't remember what. And I bought the knitting pack because it had metal in it. It was knitting and heavy metal music and headbanging. Yeah, and that's... all of the commands, because, like, you know, you click on stuff and it gives you a command for Sims. All of the commands that have to do with heavy metal music are in caps.
It's true.
They do silly things like that. I love that shit. That's why I like Sims, is because of that kind of stuff. Like,
I will say Sims Medieval
Yeah, Sims Medieval's a lot of fun.
And I think that's because Sims 3 was much better at this than Sims 4 is. Like, their level of ridiculousness is like a whole
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
crab bandit.
But yeah,
that's all I have to say.
I'm a huge fan of Sims Medieval. So if you're unfamiliar, it's always cheap. It's Sims 3 engine, so it runs better. There's only one expansion, so that even helps. The only thing is that they don't give an actual fuck about it anymore. But that's true of everything except Sims 4, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they'll do anything for Sims 3 stuff anyway. So
Sims Medieval still works pretty good.
it does. I don't have any problems with it. There's a couple of things that are just glitched, but they're glitched forever, and that's the only problem. Is that if there's a glitch, you just stuck with it. 'Cause they are not going to fix it.
No. On the other hand, it's a very simple game.
Yeah.
So, like, the glitches don't tend to be like.
No, I think there's 2 quests that if you play them with a certain hero, get hung up on something and don't finish.
Yeah.
If I remember. But you
I
can
will
play
say-
quests with different heroes, and it's.
I'm a big fan of the bard and the spy.
I like the bard and the wizard. I like wizards and anything because I say Weezard.
So,
And it makes me happy every time.
I'm just gonna have to open my door because it's getting very warm in here.
Or
because my piano's in front
you
of
could
me.
be a Weezard and you could make it chilly.
I could be a Weezard. Let me try that.
It's going to work just as well as Silent Bob trying to use the Force. Which means that it'll only work at the very last minute when it's useful for the plot.
Right? All right, I'm gonna go open my door. I'll be
Alright.
Weezard.
Weezard!
Weezard.
I likes the Weezard. I don't know why. It makes me laugh. And I don't even know where I got it from or if I came up. I have no idea.
Weezard.
We be Weezarding.
CJ's shirt matches my box of wine.
Ooh, is your box of wine sparkly? Because my shirt, when I bought it, it had sparkle, like it had glitter all over it. But I've had it for several years, and the glitter is almost gone.
No glitter. It is a chillable red. So I asked the math magician to pick up wine, and I said, you know, maybe pick up some that you'd like to drink with me. Because, you know,
Yeah,
Right.
it's more fun to
Sometimes-
drink together.
yeah, sometimes I don't want to feel like a box of wine aholic. So he picked up, what did you pick up? It was a white. Where's the box?
I mean, wine is wine, so as long as it's not too sweet, I'll drink it. But if it's too sweet, I'll throw up.
It's a sweet one. Hey babe, what's the wine you got today? What is the wine you got today? Where is, oh, there it is. It's a Moscato, which is pretty sweet. So I might make you hurl.
Oh, Moscato's, it really is, it depends on the brand. And I think it's because the only, like, one of, like, 3 times I ever threw up drinking, and I drank a lot, but one of, like, the 3 times I threw up drinking, I was taking shots of Jack Daniels and then chasing them with Melon Ball Boone's Farm.
How old were you when this was happening?
23 or 24?
Oh no! Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's fine because your frontal lobe doesn't fully develop until at least 25.
Yeah, but
I didn't let it do that anyway.
Seriously, no, we're shutting that shit down.
I was like, no
we're gonna be a
frontal lobe.
child forever.
I am a child forever. That's true. You don't know. Maybe I'm a child trapped in an adult's body, like in Big. As long as whoever the hell it is that lady that ends up kind of banging a child. As long as she doesn't come around, I'm good.
wait, what?
in big. It's a child in an adult's body.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah.
like, it really is kind of a lady who's attracted to a child because it's just his body that isn't a child.
Yeah.
Awkward.
You know,
We're lucky
when
Tom
you're, like,
Hanks is so charming.
When you're like
That's true.
9, you don't really think of it that way.
Mm-mm.
Which
No.
is even worse, I guess.
Yeah, no, but, like, when you look at it as an adult, you're like, that's real weird. Oh, Tamara Woods farted too.
Yep.
I asked him to
He's
include your
calling.
name, and here we are.
You are now stuck in the mix, Mara.
Oh, my goodness.
Welcome.
Cheers.
Aphrodite, what's wrong? Message me. Or else you can message everybody, but if you don't want to message everybody, you should message me. CJ is also a lightweight. There's no shame in your game. It's all good.
It's true.
That just means that you have to, like, chase a drink with a bunch of water and then chase another drink with a bunch of water and just,
Yeah.
you
Which,
know.
honestly, if you don't want a hangover, that's a good idea anyway.
Unless your genes are especially troublesome, because that's one of my problems. Is that I've had one hangover ever, and it was when I was 16. I went and saw The Offspring, and I got faced on the way there in the back of my friend's van that was absolutely not equipped for doing drugs and drinking in the back of it so that you could go to concerts wasted. Because that would never be. But, and nobody told me there were 2 opening bands. And I was 16, so I couldn't keep drinking. So about 10 minutes into Offspring's set, I got a hangover. While I was still awake. It's the only time I've ever had that. It was weird.
I've had a similar situation. I don't quite remember the details, but I know that it happened. I've also had, like, other next day hangovers where I'm like, oh no. Terrible things that have been smited by the gods.
I don't know that anyone in my family gets those. Like, at all. So, apparently it's a genetic thing.
But I do think that if I didn't get hangovers, probably would have drank a lot more.
Yeah,
and I already drank too much.
That's the problem, is that you have no punishment. Like, there's no reminder that that wasn't a good idea, because your body's like, I will wake up and want to, like, go out and do stuff. I don't want to do stuff on a normal day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, Aphrodite, I have, I don't, and I can put them away. I'm not, like, one drink, and so, like, I don't actually dehydrate. No, I can drink. But that's part of the reason I don't drink often. Like, when I do drink on Fridays, that's, like, probably the only time I've drank since the last time I drank on Friday. Sometimes, once in a blue moon, I'll drink during my D&D stream. But yeah, that's why I don't drink. Because I never get punished for it. And, yeah, it's just a bunch of fuckery. That's kind of just me. Just a bunch of fuckery. That's why I should just change my YouTube channel name.
I don't think that's necessarily bad.
Just change it to bunch of fuckery.
Is that a thing you're allowed?
I don't think so. I'd have to come up with a very interesting way to spell it. We'll hope that they're not as good as the Illinois license plate manager, because they're really good. They're really good.
Are they?
Yeah. Yeah, they're very good at catching everything. I've had friends try all kinds of stuff and be like, nope, they rejected it. Sons of bitches.
My fans have disappeared.
Oh no, I still have mine somewhere here. Where is it? There it is.
Stupid living between 2 houses.
Oh wait, that's upside down. But you can't see it, because I got a filter on. Whoosh!
Which is
Bitches do love whooshing. But right now we got Fix Your Hearts or Die.
Which is also incredibly important.
I'm not entirely sure if anyone has noticed, but for the last several weeks, the titles of our streams have been Twin Peaks quotes.
What's today's?
Coincidence and fate figure largely in our lives. So.
And they all sound really, inspirational.
I mean, not necessarily. Last
Did
week
you
was
use-
She's Filled with Secrets. The week before was What Year Is This? The week before was It's Happening Again. So.
I have one for another week, but I'll message
Alright.
it to you.
Yeah, please do. Because it's starting to become a thing. I gotta go search them and stuff. Ooh, look at that. Aphrodite's got an idea. I'll see if that'll work. I'll try it for a different channel. Maybe my gaming channel or something.
Nice.
Because I have far too many YouTube channels. I have 3.5 YouTube channels.
A half?
Yeah, because one of them's mostly Jacob's.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. It's old Jacob videos, such as Dinosaur Bones, which is my favorite Jacob video ever. It's him singing a song that he made up called Dinosaur Bones.
I think that you should
I-
do that.
I probably have, because I think it's the cutest and funniest thing ever. He probably wouldn't appreciate it. Because he's all grown and 14 now.
Seeing Aphrodite sounds like quotes of wisdom.
Yeah. And some of them are from different parts of Twin Peaks. Like some of them you'll see way sooner than others if you watch it. Some of them none of you will have the wherewithal to make it to.
Challenge woman.
I'm a bad lady. I've talked other people into watching this show and it's fucking torture. It's awesome torture, but it's torture.
It's the equivalent. I feel like it's the equivalent. It's the visual equivalent of reading a book that when you're like, you've gotten into like chapters 3 or 4 and it's like sucked you in because the characters and the story and all this are really cool. Around chapter 3 or 4, you go, what is going on? And it just goes from there and you can't put it down because you have to know how it ends.
It's also possible that David Lynch is a weezard.
Wizard.
He's a weezard.
He's a wizard.
I believe it.
He might be. He might be. There's a really good story about when he was making The Elephant Man. And Mel Brooks is a producer on The Elephant Man. And they went in to the producers and showed them like the cut they were working on. And the producers gave them suggestion, and Mel Brooks, what did he say? Hold on. Mel Brooks said, "We are involved in a business venture. We screened the film for you to bring you up to date as to the status of the venture. Do not misconstrue this as our soliciting the input of raging primitives." When they tried to like make suggestions about what they should do with the movie.
Wow.
Yep. Can you imagine the people who you're giving money to come in and see you and they call you a raging primitive? It's just rough. Mel Brooks has no fucks though, so
No.
it's not just
And
in
he never
comedy, it's in
has.
life. No.
Like if you look at interviews with him, like even early on in his career,
Yeah.
doesn't care.
No. Not. He's pretty fucking funny. I love Mel Brooks, so.
Same.
Hilarious.
I
Yes.
spent like right before we moved, I binge watched a bunch of people reacting to Mel Brooks movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like it was the most glorious thing. And it was a bunch of different people. Some of them I watch on a regular basis, some I had never seen before. But like, I want you to know, I watched people watch Blazing Saddles like 14 times in a row.
Yeah, I could see how that would be appealing.
And people's reaction to the over-the-topness of that movie, just across the board, is brilliant.
That is a fight that Mel Brooks lost. I don't know how hard he fought, but that is one he lost because the studio wouldn't let Richard Pryor do it.
Which is...
I mean, like, Travis and I were talking about this the other day, and he was like, it would be an entirely different movie. And it would be. Mm-hmm. Everything would have been different.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he wrote it, but...
Right, I was going to say,
it's different.
Richard Pryor wrote it.
Right, but it's still different.
Yeah.
Than he would have done. Like, his style of comedy is so much different.
Yeah.
Well, was. I mean, maybe he's doing comedy. I'm not following him in the afterlife.
You don't have room for that app on your phone, do you?
Well, let me know if there's a afterlife TikTok. I'm in.
Oh, I would so be down for that.
Yeah, like Ghost Talk?
Yeah.
We're doing Ghost Talk.
Yes, it's happening.
Get ready, world.
Right? So, yeah, but if there's a ghost TikTok, I'm in. So, y'all send me your recommendations. But, okay. Well, we've chatted a lot, so we should probably do one more sprint. It hasn't been, like, the three of us in a very long time. So.
We've had chatting to do, though.
Yeah. Yeah. There's
very important chatting.
But, I mean, I think we've kind of established that nobody here thinks that we were here to write. I'm terrible at it. I'm bad at all of my jobs. If you come somewhere and you think I'm doing my job, I'm not. It's a lie.
It's official. There is no place on earth.
Sometimes on Twitch. Sometimes on Twitch. But, like, I mean, shit, people didn't know I had books out for, like, the first year and a half I was on AuthorTube.
Who was it that finally, like, called you out on your book?
I don't remember. And they were like, what?
Was it Camille?
I was about to say
it might have
Camille.
been.
I think it was Camille.
She has been known to call me out on some shit once in a while.
She is like, what is going on?
Yeah, shit listed.
Why do you never talk about your books? You were like, no.
Aphrodite, you are always welcome. Shoot me a message on Twitter. I almost always have Twitter open, but it should alert me if you DM me. And not for the sake of porn, but my DM should be open. So, no dick pics, please.
Please.
Or maybe.
It's never pleasant. It's never pleasant.
It's always awkward and weird.
Yeah. And it's never like somebody you've even interacted with ever.
I haven't received one since there was dial-up, so I don't know what they're like.
You have a fiance.
I'm still a lady.
I'm still a lady?
No, I'm saying you could get that anytime. You just be like, hey, mathematician man.
Oh, that's not the same as unsolicited porn.
You just gotta say, like, look, I'm not saying you have to make a fake Twitter and send me donks, but it would help your future wife's self-esteem if some random, possibly new Twitter sent me donks.
I'm just saying. For instance, you know how a lot of people get very upset that, like, construction workers or something will whistle at them?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm at an age where if I get a random whistle, I'm like, oh, thank you. Yes.
You're right.
Look good on my butt.
Right, you're
Thank
right.
You.
You're very right.
You are so right.
I am a hella sexy bitch. I'm glad you noticed.
Oh,
I don't know,
Lord.
maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but perhaps it's the wine talking.
All right, we should actually do another sprint.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, so we're going to do another 15, and then we will be back, and I'm sure it will be just tame and totally, absolutely like a normal AuthorTube stream. So,
Okay,
all
you
right.
need to stop lying to people right
It
now.
could be. It could be. Things could happen.
And Bigfoot could be in your living room.
What if I turned on Ghost Talk and somebody popped over and possessed me and they were like, I don't know, like a fucking lady?
I don't know. Ladies use loosely.
Okay. Okay, we got to do this. We got to
All
do this.
right, let's do this. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go. right. That is time. How did everybody do?
You're still muted, Sarah.
I was for you, but not for them. Ha ha ha, bitch. It was supposed to be unmuted to tell you guys that there was almost time. That's
Rude.
Yep. You could not hear us, Jacob, because we were muted. Because we were trying to get some work done. I actually went and got wine and peed because I'm trying to drink this gallon of water. So, there's a lot of peeing involved in that.
Aphrodite is getting firefighter love.
Yep.
I want you to know, of all the things that I'm sad about moving, and there are very few of them because I really love this new house, I miss the firefighters. Not all of them, but the pretty ones.
That is a fair point.
I will say, I won't miss suddenly you just getting super loud over there. Because, like, a siren's going off behind you. I mean, yes, a siren can still go down your street. But no, it is unlikely to... It is not likely to happen as often.
Yeah, it's not going to be a frequent occurrence kind of thing.
No, that's... Yeah.
And then it'll trigger nostalgia. Like, oh.
Right? Back in the day.
So earlier this week, an ambulance and fire truck did go down our street. And Cassie's like, it makes me a little sad. But at the same time, at least our firefighters usually waited until they were down the block to turn on their sirens. I was like,
true.
Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like you'd forget what you're actually talking about.
Right?
Okay, so I don't know if you guys know that I love drama, like YouTube drama and stuff. I mean, you guys do, but the rest of the audience. But if you did not see the crazy shit Wendy Williams did today, go look it up. That lady is nuts.
She has no empathy.
No, like literally zero. Like you don't joke around while you're introducing someone and then, oh, they got murdered. That's not okay. So, yeah.
Yeah, you should look up how she told her audience about when her mom passed away. It was...
That's a nervous smile. I don't have any control over my face, and those kinds of things make me very uncomfortable.
It was very weird.
Everything she does is uncomfortable to start with.
Yeah.
Like, it just starts out at slightly uncomfortable. And so when she does things, it even hits a little harder. Because it's like,
So...
Mm-hmm. It's a constant state of, are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm going to turn my background off so I can show you the other thing. I told you guys I got the Scentsy. And I happened to be up, so I was like, well, I'll just grab it. But I'm a Halloween person, in case you were unaware. I'm not. So, isn't it cute?
That is very cute.
Yeah.
CJ, you are muted.
I said it's so pretty.
Yeah. I like it. It's cute.
I have one. I'll show you the one that I have.
It's from Looting at the Boss Lady's house. I actually have 3 of them now because I've gotten 2 as gifts.
I don't have any. Ugh. What a travesty.
Well, I mean, we could have a whole conversation about why you should not be ashamed of that.
That is perfect for you. Oh my god.
Right?
Or, if anyone wants to know why you should not be ashamed of that, you can go watch Savvy's channel. I don't plug Savvy very often because I don't actually know Savvy very well, but that's definitely her wheelhouse. The MLM stuff. So,
Yeah.
if you're unaware,
True.
that's where you go.
That is her.
Especially if you still want to stay in AuthorTube and learn some things, that would be a perfect place to go. So, I know a lot of people like to kind of stay in the little community if they can.
Mm.
Yeah, because we're groovy.
We are.
Hey, can I tell them about the survey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it.
Sorry, there's a good gnat.
That was hilarious. No, it was like, you were like, do it. One of the things that I like.
Turn it off, CJ. We're done with it.
I muted it.
One of the things I enjoy is creating events that I think will help our community. And one of the things I noticed was during some of my live streams, people were talking about different aspects of like having an author platform and how it wasn't really working out for them. So, myself, Kara, Sky, Dana, and Amy are going to be co-hosting like a day of author platform workshop stuff. So we created this survey so that we could see what folks actually want to learn about, and I just added it in the comments. So it takes like 5 minutes. If you would like to fill it out and then give us some feedback so we can cater this whole gig to you guys.
Yeah, faux show. Faux show. There's no way to know what people want if you don't ask people. So
Yeah.
And-
I'm a big proponent of, hey, what do you want us to do?
well, and nothing's more frustrating than planning a whole thing and then having people be like, well, you didn't do any of these things. So at least this way you get some idea of what the things are that they will miss if you don't do them. Because I've been involved like sideways, not really. I've never actually like created a convention or anything, but I've been involved in conventions where whole parts of them got missed by like the production crew. Like you were just like, why didn't you do this at all? And they were like, well, nobody really thought of it. And it's like, that
Would have been good.
that's why you ask other people what they want to do.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
I know that, like, with my little myopic view, here's the things that I
Right.
think of.
Yeah.
But that doesn't say anything for people, because I've been doing this
Well,
since like 2012.
yeah.
So what I think of isn't going to be the same as someone who just started.
Well, and there's
Right.
like,
Someone
what,
who's
6
kind
of you?
Yeah.
That's still not enough points of view to really delve into all of the opportunities. So, yeah. So please fill it out so that you can make sure they get you the stuff you want, rather than feeding you things that you didn't ask for, because you can ask.
That's.
And if you can ask, always ask.
Mhm. That absolutely triggered a Whitney Houston moment in my brain.
Yeah.
Queen of the Night. I got the stuff that you want. I got the thing that you need. Yeah.
Look
Nice.
at what came to visit!
I
Oh! Mr. Dreamer! She's like, why are you putting me on display? I just want to hit you in the face with my tail.
That is her entire purpose in life, too.
Mr. Crowley has recently started doing things with his tail, so he's just laying there and he's like, there's a soda can. I'm like, dude, you've never done this before.
This is why I'm saying he's the equivalent, the cat equivalent of 112 years old, and he is pissed at the world.
He's really
over
not
all of
pleased.
He will take out that pop can and possibly steal your liver.
Yesterday, I took my car keys away from him because I thought he was uncomfortable laying on them, and he cried. I woke him up and
That
he
was his acupressure.
Yeah, he was so upset. I felt terrible.
Dude, the neighbor found a cat, and we
Did
were.
Anthony steal it?
I wanted to. And she's like, did you guys lose a cat? And I'm like, a cat? Did we lose a cat? And then this cow.
You're like, yeah, we did, actually. We totally
And I
did.
was like, oh, honey, look at me, so cute. And he was like, oh, prancing around the lady. And I was like, oh my God.
We didn't lose one, but we've definitely found one.
Right? I was like, I want a cat. But I can't be bringing animals into other people's houses that don't have animals.
Yeah, especially like something as specific as a cat. Like you have to like gear up a whole house for a cat. Like you need to get the litter boxes and toys, and so like if you were going to bring a hamster in, you just have to give it a relatively small space that is safe for a hamster.
Right, or like a fish or something.
Right. But yeah, when you're talking a cat or a dog, that doesn't really work. And at least a dog you could just take with you everywhere. You cannot do that with a cat unless you have like really well trained the cat. Like obviously there are some that do it, but that's not how cats live their lives.
No, that's not what they do.
Yeah, and you can definitely take a dog in a lot more places than you can take a cat.
Right? Which is not fair to cats.
No, my Mr. Crowley loves his harness. Well, he doesn't love his harness, but he loves to like go outside in his harness. He's fine with wearing the harness. That's what he goes to the vet in, with his lemon harness. Thanks for rubbing your tail on the mic. I'm glad everyone got to hear that. Hopefully my filter worked.
No, I heard it.
No. Well then.
I see it as a love, like, I hate you all, you fuckers.
Yeah.
Worship me. Like,
that's so accurate.
Who can't you watch, Aphrodite? Mean-spirited and very
Wendy Williams.
Oh! I'm like, who are we? I missed. Okay, yeah. Yeah, she is a hateful person.
She's got
I don't know that I've ever watched her.
I have only seen clips.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've only seen clips. I can't sit through it. It's just, like, the clips I've seen are, like, her refusing to let her guests defend themselves and just trying to change the subject. And her saying things like she did today about, like, acting like something was funny and then talking about someone dying.
Yeah, she's rough. Like,
yeah.
I used to watch on her YouTube channel, they'll post, like, her, essentially, like, her monologue type of thing. So I would watch that because I liked just hearing the gossip. But the more I watch, the more I realize that, wow, there's a lot of people that she doesn't like, and she's
mean.
Yeah, she doesn't hold back.
Mm-mm.
And there's a difference between being a good interviewer that like pushes the envelope.
Yeah, no.
And like someone who is actively attacking.
Well, I think I don't remember the exact context of the clip, but what I recall is that she had asked somebody a question and she wasn't allowing them to defend their answer. And then she starts going, "We're going to go to shoe cam now. We're going to shoe cam now." Which apparently
is where they show the shoes.
Right, where they talk about the shoes the person is wearing. And I'm all for that, and just like a plain ass drama show. If you want to show me your cute shoes every episode, yes, do it.
Right.
But not right now, bro. I need you to stop.
Yeah. She's very much an antagonist. Like, she likes to antagonize her guests. And it sucks because her show could be interesting if she wasn't so...
Even when I agree with her or I don't like the person she's talking about, I feel like I want to defend it. Because it's so aggressive that I'm just like, okay, like, and I tend to be the kind of person who rationalizes behaviors and says things like they're going through a hard time or, there's obviously some sort of mental illness issue going on right now and that's why they're behaving this way. But, like, it gets to the point where you can't excuse it because it's just a constant barrage of inappropriateness, ranging from terrible to just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aphrodite putting down other women for their cheating husbands the whole time her husband was cheating on her. That was quite the revelation.
That's not uncommon, really. Like, cheaters tend to demonize cheaters, and people who've been cheated on tend to demonize people who've been cheated on. Especially when they have the means to do so. Obviously, not everyone, but it does happen like more than I think is reasonable or makes sense.
I think a lot of that comes from that guilt of,
well, and there's also
like,
the upbringing issue of like what did they see happen in their household?
right.
You know, that is always a question, and it's impossible to know. Even if the person tells you, it's still impossible to know because we're also taking into account their perception and whether or not they want their story to be good.
Right.
I mean, I think most people know that like biographies aren't entirely accurate.
No.
Things like that.
No, they're like, here's the thing. Any kind of information always comes with an interpretation of context.
Yeah.
Whether it's a biography or a news report or
but also
somebody...
in like the when you get to the place where it's a storytelling, you get the added bonus of people think they need to spice it up a little, and they may know it's not true, but
you know that's how the George Washington and the cherry tree stories got
that doesn't surprise me.
Because the guy who wrote George Washington's original biography, his first 2 books did not sell. Because George Washington was quite possibly, and please, no one crucify me for this, the most boring fucking person on the face of the earth. And so I think it was the 3rd installment, he decided to start making shit up. And that one became a bestseller. And so he just kept doing it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you even see it, like you see it in real life, and then you also see it like explained or depicted in like fiction. In second season of American Horror Story, in the end of it, Lana Winters, who is the main character, there are a couple of separate instances where they literally call her out for fabricating information or lying in her biography. And, like, that's part of it. I saw, what was it? There was, actually, oddly enough, it was a Creepshow art video. So, it's awkward. But she was demonizing Anthony Kiedis over some story about him fucking a 14-year-old or something in his biography. And I'm like, do you understand that she might have been of legal age? Maybe she wasn't 14. Maybe she was 17 in a state where that was legal. Maybe the story is made up from scratch. Maybe a ghostwriter wrote the whole fucking book and just made shit up that sounded rock starry. Like, part of the story was that she was the sheriff of some town's daughter, and he knew he'd never have charges pressed because the sheriff wouldn't press charges. What? That doesn't even fucking make sense.
Why wouldn't a sheriff press charges?
No, the worst person to get involved with and do illicit things with is the sheriff's daughter. That's the weirdest explanation. And she did a whole video.
I was going to press charges against you, but I really love Under the Bridge. So,
Right?
Here's my daughter.
Well, what I got to give it to my mama and my papa. And I guess Anthony Kiedis is my papa.
Oh, you killed Tamara.
Absurd. Oh my god.
It's so weird. And she did like a long video about how we shouldn't ever listen to Red Hot Chili Peppers again because he's a child rapist. And I'm just like, if this were a different context, we could maybe have this conversation. But, like, these are almost entirely made up, especially the rock star ones.
Yeah.
They're made up. Like, so bizarre. I don't like when people live in glass houses. And here's a hot take.
Mostly because I like to throw rocks.
Right? Here's a hot take, though. We live in 2021. If your spouse is cheating on you and you are okay with it, or you continue to let it happen, then maybe you're in an open fucking relationship. This is the future, folks. People do that.
Right.
Like, you don't get to decide what the rules are of someone else's relationship.
What? Sorry.
Earth-shattering.
I heard 1,000 church ladies clutching their pearls.
Right. I've known people who one party is open and the other party doesn't do anything. I've known people where one person is ace and so the other person finds sex elsewhere, but they love each other, so they're together. Like, you don't fucking know. Get out of people's business. They'll share it with you if they want to, and if they don't want to, it's none of yours.
And unless you have like, an in-depth relationship with that person, and have like worked through whatever it is that they've agreed or not agreed to, you can have an opinion about it, but for pity's sake, keep it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is like, okay, if a viewer of mine sent me an email and said they had some problem with my relationship with my husband, I would ignore that entirely. If CJ contacted me and said she had a problem with my relationship, or Tamara did, I would say, I need to listen to this.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they're different like, I tell Tamara and CJ things I don't say on the internet. And they know more about my actual real relationship than like any of you guys do. And it could look really fucking weird. We both stream. We almost never stream together. You know, like, we keep different sleep schedules. Our relationship probably looks really fucking weird to other people. But it functions, and, you know, and nobody's being hurt right now. So in the event that were to change, then that would be a reason to bring it up. But, like, anything else outside of the nobody's being hurt right now is nobody's fucking business.
You know, I think that I really feel that, like, the parasocial relationships that people establish with the people that they communicate with online, where they just see, like, this,
right?
They don't really know, like, your background and, like, your actual life,
right?
I think that some people find that really confusing, and they
Yes.
don't understand that there is a line between, this is the person that I really like on Twitter, and this person is like my actual friend, and I'm actually a part of and involved in their life. And oh, hey Jeannie, you're back.
Hello, welcome back. We're going late tonight. We're just chatting now.
We're just chatting, shooting shit.
But yeah, like,
Mr. Spence agrees with me. Thank you.
That's because Mr. Spence and Spence are very smart people.
That's true.
Ooh,
I just don't
smart inadvertently.
I don't understand, like, and this goes to a lot of places, but I just don't understand why you care about who someone is fucking unless you are fucking them.
Isn't that weird?
Like, I feel like that's the
so
line.
I have a theory about this. All
right.
I think it's a control issue.
I think so too. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think that there are people in the world, and I grew up in the
Oh, you don't get to know. No one
church,
gets to know.
So, like,
okay.
My experience of this is, sorry.
You froze for a
Internet is a
second.
little wonky. Like, I grew up in the evangelical church, so, like, there's a lot of people in that sphere that are all about the you shouldn't, whatever it is. But one of the things that I've come to recognize is that a lot of it comes from people who think that the world, that humanity, the world, the universe, whatever, has one list of rules that is supposed to work for everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone needs to obey those rules at the same time in the same space. Because if they don't, if that isn't true, then life gets a lot more difficult. It is so much easier to say, this is the list of rules, everyone will follow them, no exceptions. Yeah. When you start to talk about things like giving people, well, in the evangelical community, you call it grace, but allowing people to be who they are, accepting them where they're at, and understanding that, yes, there are some things that are non-negotiable. Treat people as people, the golden rule kind of thing. But everything other than that is really negotiable and based on your willingness to treat somebody else with respect and kindness. And it doesn't matter what their list of do's and don'ts are.
Right.
And so I think that because there are people in the world who are terrified of losing control of themselves, they have convinced themselves that it must be this way because otherwise I don't know how to deal.
Right.
So that's my theory.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure that's at least some of it. Like, whether or not that's all of it, I don't know. But I'm sure that's at least a portion of it.
Well, the world is very complex.
I think also there is some portion that, like, I just want to think about the dirty stuff, but I can't admit that. So I'm going to talk about who you're fucking so that I have a reason to think about it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, if I think about how gross gay sex is, then I can think about gay sex. Because now I'm thinking about it, it's gross. So that's okay.
Yeah.
And it's like a rationalization thing. And it's just like, oh, well, this brings me...
Yeah.
If you guys are not familiar with Garfunkel and Oates, you should Google The Loophole and don't watch it around children. But it's like that song. It's like The Loophole. So do not watch it with children, and I guarantee to you, you do not want to watch it with children around. And I am not a person to give many disclaimers. Do not watch that shit with children around. You can watch my stream with children around 100 times before you watch that with children around. Do not do it.
Yeah,
or even your teenage children, you're going to be awkward as fuck.
There's going to be questions.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Saving you from yourselves.
I also think that there is the lack of boundaries with some people. And there's also, like, plain jealousy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Whether it's they're wanting to act in that lifestyle or wanting to be part of your life in that way. Like, it's just so weird.
Yeah.
And it feels like, to me anyway, like, okay, when I was a teenager and, I was convinced that I was going to have Eddie Vedder's love child, but I didn't, like, actually think that was going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it would have been real cool. But I was like, what is the chances that I'm going to just flop onto Eddie Vedder in Fairmont, West Virginia? Like, that's probably not going to happen. But it seems like some people, like, suspend, I don't know, reality in some way. And they're like, oh, this person, this celebrity who's, like, living in London is going to come to bumfuck Arkansas. And we're going to be together. Like, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
Fantasies are fun and everything, but, like, some folks really do take it to that next level.
And, like, people act like that's new to the internet, but there was a meme in, like, the late 80s, early 90s about the women who stay at home and watch, and obviously it's sexist, but that's a whole other subject, but who stay home and watch soap operas and think they know the people on the soap operas. That was like a meme before we called them memes. But after meme was created, because it was created in the 70s by Richard Dawkins, who is an atheist. Sorry to break it to you folks.
There's claiming him and you don't get him back.
I actually don't like Richard Dawkins much at all, but it makes people very uncomfortable. A small group of people who I like to make uncomfortable.
Oh my goodness. We just went a whole place.
We took a turn there.
Oh, speaking of going to a place, my boss, we just moved offices, and my boss keeps telling me that different pieces of artwork or furniture will tie the room together. And I am an ordained Dudist priest, and I can't let her say that. I can't let her say that and just let it go. I can't do it. I'm like, so are you saying it really ties the room together? And she's like, stop. I have a super stressful job, but I really like my boss and my coworker, so it makes up for it. The fuckery is strong.
Fuckery's good.
Yeah, and we're all like the same rough age, so like we get each other's weird old-timey references, and if I make a moonlighting joke, everyone in the office gets it.
I just start hearing the theme song in my head. Some
See, it worked here
walk by
too.
night, some fly by day. Why do I remember that? I haven't watched this show in like 20 years.
That shit sticks, dude.
Music does that. There is a reason why we teach children the alphabet in a song. Music helps you remember things.
Well, that's how I know the alphabet backwards, too. I could do it without it, but usually I have to go ZYXWVUT, it's as easy as 543. SRQPONM, say it fast and baffle them. LKJAH, GFEDCBA, now you've said your ZYXs, it's not what you think complex is, just reverse those memories. Sing the backwards XYZs. I have a harder time doing it.
Wow.
So, but yeah, I can do that because of a song. It was on Dr. Demento, which is why I learned it in high school, or in college, because it was on Dr. Demento. And if you're unfamiliar, I'm sorry. Dr. Demento is responsible for Weird Al, which means that he's also kind of responsible for me. So.
Not gonna lie, I wish I'd known about Dr. Demento before I met you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've said this on stream before, but I literally sent an invitation to my high school graduation to Weird Al.
I think you did say that on.
I think I have said it before. Although it's possible I just said it on a Zoom call to you guys, because that happens a lot. So.
But I feel like, I mean, I know I've heard it, but I don't know where.
Right. Yeah, I talk a lot. So we're like 20 minutes over. Not that I mind. I don't really care. Like,
dude, today, or no, it would be yesterday. I was an hour over on my stream.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I couldn't make it. We've been super busy, and I'm training the new person, and she's on phones, so I have to, like, mute everything all the time and go help her with phones.
It's cool. She, like, came through and said hi, so that was nice. I was like,
I try to come in, say hi, and hit like. I've been trying to hit Carrow's, too, because I'm at work at that point, but every day there's something. But we did just move, so hopefully that'll improve. I've gotten there sometimes, but I've missed it a lot, too. But I've been trying to
do it today. She wasn't feeling well.
Who is the way? The way is Jesus, and Jesus can't be bought. Oh, sorry.
No. She's talking about Weird Al.
Oh, yes, he is. No, I had a friend who one time I said, by the way, to him, and he said, the way is Jesus, and Jesus can't be bought. And I almost died. It was the funniest. It was Ian. So, it was actually my god husband. We share a godchild who is almost an adult. Holy shit.
You're old.
Uh-huh.
Dude, my two godchildren from my friend Michelle, they're like 8 and 9, but they're so tall.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, Liam's 6'3", I think, 6'2", something. He's huge.
How did he get that tall? Neither of his parents are that tall.
I think Mark has family who are tall.
Oh,
and Danielle's brothers, I think, are. Yeah, and I think Danielle's brothers are too.
Okay.
Yeah, Michelle's like 5 foot nothing, and her kids are like taller than her, but her husband is like 6'7". I don't know.
Isn't that the weirdest thing?
Works.
So there's a kid that he's actually my sister's age. He's like 6'4", 6'5". I don't know. He's real tall. And his wife is like 5 foot nothing. And they look like, when they hold hands, it's almost like watching him walk with a child.
Yeah. I had a friend named Jason, and he was 6'7", and his tallest parent, I think it was his dad, was like 5'9". And I was like, I don't want to be rude, but are you adopted? And he's like, no. I'm like, how?
Man.
And his mom the other parent was like 5'6" or 5'7", and I'm like, And it doesn't matter which one it was. I was like, did your mom have to give birth to you at like 8 months or something? Like, did you come early? Like, you're huge. How did she fit you in there? Like,
sometimes they come out really tiny and end up really
That's
big.
true. That's true.
Spence says my second cousin is 6'4". He's 14. We have no idea what happened. How that happened. It's freaking terrifying.
I'm 6 foot, and my brothers are 5'9" and 5'10", I think. I think Matt's like 5'7".
No, he's taller than that.
I don't know that you're right about that. He's wee. But he's also, this is super funny. My brother is red-haired and freckled. I have one cousin who is red-haired and freckled on my dad's side. I have one cousin who is red-haired and freckled on my mom's side. Fucking weird. Genes are crazy.
They really are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, like, look at me and my two sisters. Like, we have some facial structure that's very similar. Like, if we're all together, you can tell we're sisters. But, like, I'm 5'5"-ish. And I'm, like, top-heavy, and I have no hips. My middle sister is 4'11", and is, like, hourglass.
She really is. She really is, like,
she
bubbly.
like,
She's like bubbles with, like, a stick in the middle.
Yeah. And then the sister I live with is 5'6".
She's the least scary of all of you.
You know what's funny? That's only true because you don't spend a lot of time with her in person. Because she scares the crap out of people at church.
She does not scare me. I also would have a much different threshold than your co-church folk.
That's true. Co-church folk. Nice.
I don't want to call people church friends who might not qualify for that title.
Co-church folk. I will take co-church folk.
Yeah, got to be careful about how you refer to people, because especially that is a thing with people I've met on the internet, and not necessarily even author tubers, just in general, where you talk to them like twice and they think you're like friends, and it's like yeah, and like they'll tell you like super intimate details, and you're just like, I don't know what to say, because like, if CJ or Tamara or Dana or Camille tell me something is going on in their life, I have some frame of reference to say, like, you know, can you talk to your family member here who understands what you're struggling with?
Right.
I can't say that to you if I've spoken to you twice and I know nothing else about you. And I'm the kind of person who that will then bother me that I couldn't help someone. So that's a whole other thing. Does she look like a fish? If not, I ain't scared.
She's a straight up shock.
Speaking, Aphrodite wants to know if you look like a fish. Yes.
I mean, I guarantee to you that if someone wanted to animate her as a fish, her face would fit on a fish.
Yeah, she has a real long face.
Mm-hmm. I think it would work really well.
Is she about to show
Look
us
right there.
Like especially like the style of Monty Python during, what is it? Is it?
Yes. Meaning of life.
It's the meaning of life, right? When they're the fish in the tank, it would work.
Yeah.
It would absolutely work. She's
Monty
like, what are you
Python's
saying
Meaning
about
of
me?
Life. Yeah. She can't hear
What
it.
the hell are you
She's
guys
like,
saying
what's
about
happening
me?
here?
Your face would fit on the fish in the tank in Monty Python's Meaning of Life.
She's like,
And
I'm
she
not
has
going to
none
say
of-
fuck you because my
She
whole
puts none
background
of
does
this.
not include that. But
her
fuck
face said
you.
it, didn't it?
Oh yeah. Like before she even made it to your chair, there was already fuck you vibes.
Yep.
That. Just so everyone knows,
And
that is my sister.
The cat just followed her. He's like, you seem upset.
You want to talk about it, bro?
Well, he follows her everywhere because he thinks she might give him more food.
That's fair. I follow people who I think might give me food too.
Right.
I mean, you're right.
That's why I'm getting married. He gave good snacks.
He's like, here are some snacks, marry me. And you were like,
yes.
Okay.
Some women want shiny bubbles. I want delicious snacks.
You know what? Those
I
other
can get
women are
behind
wrong.
that. Yeah, I can absolutely get behind.
Here's
You
the
give
thing.
me snacks that I like, yes. We'll talk about it. And I'm not even wild about the idea of marriage.
Here's the thing. You can give me a $5,000 diamond, but you can also give me $5,000 worth of snacks over the next several years.
Right.
I have a wedding band, and I keep getting snacks.
Right?
It's just a band. It was $8, and I keep getting snacks. That's all I have to say.
See, Mr. Spence has the right idea. Before I met this math guy, who's not looking at me, and I'm absolutely talking about him. I want attention, even if I am on the stream. Before I met this guy, I always, that was a criteria. You have to make food. You must know what you're doing in the kitchen. And I mean, I went through a lot of like musician / working at a restaurant kind of situations, or artist / maybe I was really looking for someone who could like get a good job.
Tamira's opening up here, guys.
Maybe I've had too much box wine also.
That's fair. So, in the recent past, Travis and I figured out that he and I can't write at the same time. And now it just doesn't work. It's the universe says negative. Not in this fucking house. And now he entirely writes for a living. So, fuck you, Sarah. I bet you what'll happen is tonight after the stream, he's going to come out here and be like, I've had a hard time writing today because I wrote some words.
That is so weird.
Yeah, now I got to find
You guys should work out a schedule. Not like like you do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he does Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, but like one of you, the first person to say it's my writing day gets to write that day. The other person
he has to write 1,300 words a day right now to finish up his summer without fucking up anything. So that's not going to work.
He could write 2,600 words the next day if it's your turn to write. You got to call dibs.
He does not write books like we write books, so no, he could not.
Damn.
Yeah, no, he writes like 10,000 words for this or 7,000 words for that, or because he works on these big projects, these big gaming books, and he'll write descriptions of this thing, and then another person will write descriptions of that thing, and so because it's this big collaborative thing, it doesn't really work that way. And then he also, I don't remember what they call it, but basically produces a book. I can't remember what the actual term is. But then he also has to like go through it and do art by and write down what art he wants and all that stuff. So.
Do you see what Aphrodite said in the comments? I was moving to a new place and I had nothing. So my friend boy suggested we throw a fake wedding and get gifts so I could furnish my apartment.
You know what? That's fucking brilliant.
That is such an amazing scheme.
It really is. Travis and I, during the wedding planning situation, and most of this was out of my control. CJ will attest to this. This is not me being an ex-bridezilla who now says that she didn't do this. Yeah. So, people told me you have to do a bridal shower because you'll get gifts. And then people were like, well, you have to do this thing because you'll get gifts. And, like, I kept being like, I don't just want gifts. And they're like, but you'll get them. And so they kept making me do things because I'd get gifts. And I'm just like, I don't... And then all of my gifts flooded in a basement that had been pissed on by a cat. So that was useful. Thanks, guys.
Yep.
So yeah, it just like it. That's one of the things some people only think about, and you do see that on the internet, like those Bridezilla things where somebody's like, "If you're not going to bring a $500 gift, I don't want you at my wedding."
Yeah,
All
I
right.
can't imagine that.
Yeah, the choice has already been made for me. Thanks.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh,
Thank you. That was helpful.
I have to plan a wedding.
No, you don't.
You should at least plan what you're going to do for a wedding, whether or not it's a wedding.
Yeah, I do know. Okay, so I want fireworks for my wedding.
Do it.
Yeah.
I want to end it with fireworks. I love fireworks. He's not the biggest on fireworks, but he signed off on this idea and said it was cool. So
I'm gonna
go
warn
backing
you.
out now.
Make 100% positive you know what the fuck you're doing. Because my friend Emily, her family forced her to have fireworks she didn't fucking want. And then they broke. And what it said on the firework thing wasn't right. Because half of them broke. And didn't go off right. So make sure you hire someone who is not a fuck up.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, and she was like, I didn't want these fucking fireworks in the first place.
We'd probably do something that would just be generic and not have like, Mr. and
Yeah.
Mrs.
Well, and she was, I think in Indiana you have to have a separate, like, special license to put off fireworks. So it costs them, like, an ass ton of money. Like, if I remember correctly, it cost them more for the fireworks than it cost me for my wedding.
Ooh.
And
That's
my
not
wedding was
hard.
hella cheap. Yeah, our wedding was maybe $3,000, maybe. So, yeah.
Yeah, but that's like an awesome price.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I didn't actually, like, I wanted to wear a pretty dress and have a party. So we had a 6-minute ceremony in the theater that Travis premiered his first movie in. And then we walked down the street to the bar that his sister ran, and they blocked off the upstairs for us. And my grandma drank downstairs, and I spoke to her once. And then there was fuckery because I have 3 stepchildren, and they each have and they each have a mother who is different. So that was just as good as you would imagine it was.
It was a glorious
Tamara's
day to
face.
remember.
Tamara's face is like, bitch, I know. I can imagine this was terrible.
Oh, that sounds
It was a mess.
I tanned for that wedding.
Wow.
I don't think it would have looked
That's
as bad as
different.
you thought it would have.
I would have looked like a banana that had been squished out of its skin.
I don't think that's accurate.
Oh heavens.
Yeah, my colors were like yellow and then like this brownish
They're
color.
so
So
pretty. Like the most beautiful, like
she froze again.
this color yellow. Isn't that the most glorious yellow ever? This color yellow, like bright yellow. So pretty. I still have that dress. It's the only
Yeah.
bridesmaid's dress I still have.
I still have Emily's bridesmaid dress, and that was 5 years before or something. So it's like 16 years ago.
I keep saying I'm gonna like sell it to like some high school student for like a formal sometime. But I just
You know what you should do if you do want to get rid of it? Is don't sell it to a high school student. First of all, it's going to look like a bridesmaid dress. Too much for that. Donate it to a nursing home that's doing a prom.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
Yeah, because they do that. That is a bigger thing nowadays than it used to be. But they do like nursing home proms, and they have to rely almost entirely on donations because nursing homes don't get dick, and clients.
No.
At least in Illinois, last I knew, if you had Social Security and you were a nursing home, your extras, you had $30 a month to spend on them.
Wow.
Yep.
That's horrifying.
It might be up to 50. They had been talking about it when I left, but I bet it's now more.
Oh, 50. Oh my god.
Right. And that's if, like, you don't like the free soap they give you at the nursing home, which nobody fucking likes because it's terrible.
Of course.
You want a real toothbrush and not a -3-cent toothbrush that they bought off of some random place. Like, the toothbrushes
Right.
there felt like like they were like the bristles were like this long on them.
Ugh.
There's no brushing there. It's just wiggling around a thing in my mouth. So yeah, that's a good place to donate, especially like if you find a place and specifically ask them like, do you have a use for semi-formal wear? Because a lot of those places do have them planned, and they will put them up for those.
Okay.
We had one at the nursing home I worked at, and it was really like it wasn't that formal, but we had one like party where people dressed up a little bit, and they had a lot of fun with it, and they didn't get many opportunities to do that. So that's my take on it. I like people. I don't like single people, but I like general people.
Generally, I like people.
Yes.
I mean,
I like people in small doses.
I like people in theory.
Yeah, that's more of like, yeah. All right. Well, I gotta pee again, and we are like 40 minutes over. So why don't we go ahead and do some outros so that CJ can, I don't know, yawn in secret or something. Let's do the opposite way. So why don't we start with Tamara?
Hello, my name is Tamara Woods, and I'm a cozy mystery author. I also have a spicy pen name. You can find me over on my channel, and yeah.
All right. And also go fill out that survey.
Yes.
It's in the chat.
Survey.
I am CJ Bloyer. I'm a writer of things. My LinkedIn, not LinkedIn. No, not LinkedIn. My link tree is in the description below.
It's the Chronicles and Twitter. I'll have to update it because it's in my general. So
never mind. So right now it's the free YA fantasy series, the South Garland Chronicles, and my Twitter, which I still haven't turned notifications on for yet. So bad things are going to happen to me.
Oh, what a mess.
I know. I turned them off right before we moved because I couldn't deal with the
digging.
It just normally it's not a bad thing. Anyway, not the point. I think that's it.
Okay. And I'm Sarah Sharnover, and this is my channel. Is your link tree on your Twitter?
Maybe. I don't know.
Twitter. See if her link tree is there. So we will be back here on next Friday night. I stream on Twitch on and off, kind of whenever, so you should go follow me there. I just started a new Stardew Valley game, so that's exciting. And we will have a new Twin Freaks podcast very soon. My computer issues that resulted in the starting of this stream being a fuckfest is not that kind of fuckfest, but a fuckfest nonetheless. Anyway, that's the reason that we that's not done yet. So don't be irritated with me. I love you and I'm sorry. Anyway, so that'll do it for tonight, and we will see you guys all